So our project, Fever Finder, is about helping researchers and medical professionals study and treat the Lassa fever. This is a disease that is prevalent in developing countries where resources are very scarce and there's very few experts who can actually diagnose it in a large area. So what we are helping with is just helping make those decisions. So we can have lay people using our app, and then the experts in the center can see either simple results about which of the million people in the surrounding area are actually likely to have the disease, and not be just like, oh yeah, let's just go to someone who maybe has some non-zero chance of being ill and examine them or something like that.
Okay, so the basic idea is we ship phones out to villages that we think have a chance of developing the disease. And then in each village, there'll be a representative who will use the app which we have loaded onto the phone in order to collect relevant information from the locals. Then we will collect and analyze this data to provide feedback about who is most likely to have this disease, and support teams in the area can use this information from our web-based dashboard. So when it came to designing the survey, there were really three key issues we had to deal with. The first of which was overcoming the technical barrier. That is, most people don't know how to program. So creating the survey, we created a graphical interface, allowing anyone with any level of technical experience to generate their own survey. Secondly, we needed to be sure that while there was no internet, there was no chance data would be lost, because in rural Africa, there's often huge data outages. And finally, we needed to ensure it was really easy to get location data, because in order to track down the disease and watch the spread of it, we needed to ensure that that data was accurate. So with a single button press, it gets the GPS coordinates of the current location.
So sitting between the app and the dashboard, which we'll see later, is a graph-based model that we use to try and predict a set of risk and sickness scores based off all the data we collected in the survey, and also the relations that we have, such as who do you live with, who do you work with, who do you eat food with. Because Lassa isn't really well understood. We don't know how it transmits. We don't know how you're likely to get it, and other factors like that. So this model is tunable, and so we unfortunately didn't have enough data, but due to the medical privacy issues surrounding that. So we made it so that researchers can tune the parameters themselves and implement their own stuff for other diseases such as Ebola, and so this can be multi-purposed and also can be used to help hospital admins prioritize where to send researchers and doctors based on what the model states.
And then we have a dashboard where we can have a summary of the data that is entered, partly from the survey and partly from what our model calculates. So we made two views. One is a panel with this map where there's a heat map that tells the user what areas have a lot of people at high risk of having the disease, and also all the survey entries can be plotted as points on the map with the name of the person visible. And then we have the search panel for going into details, where users can enter the name of a person they want to search for, or the name of a person whose related people they want to search for. They can also filter for people who show a large amount of symptoms, or for people who are predicted by the model to have a high chance of being ill for any sort of reasons. And then we get a list of all such patients, and all the details that are either from the survey or calculated by the model are listed in this nice collapsible list. So we hope that this will help make it easier to both survey and study Lassa fever or other diseases, and figure out what people are good candidates for research to investigate, and also for doctors to see who they should diagnose and see if they are actually sick and need treatment. Thank you.